This is Ali Nassim from Ephlux, and with me today we have Frederico Andrade. He's the director for enterprise applications at Pan American Silver. So, Fred, welcome to this. I would love to have a quick introduction to yourself and our journey with Swift.
Excellent. So my name is, as you mentioned, Ali Frederico Andrade. I teach at Service Director for Pan American Silver. We were introduced and we started engagement with Ephlux, I think, about 3 years ago when we were looking for a low code, no code solution for our JDE global instance. We are looking to spin up a mobile layer for our ERP to facilitate and to make easier the use of approvals and and also to streamline some of the maintenance processes that we have. And after a deep investigation, we found Ephlux and that's it. And I have more than 20 years in experience in IT, in the last 15 years in the mining industry, and I think that's a little bit about myself.
Sure. And so, what are the key challenges in the mining industry, Fred, which can really benefit from no code and this type of innovation?
I would say, Ali, that the pace of the change, especially in the mining industry that is more traditional, is increasing day by day. And with that in mind, as the mining industry or manufacturing in general, we are not an IT company, and we have to deliver quick solutions to the business and help them to automate as much as they can. So with all this in mind, there's clearly a need to introduce more low code, no code solutions to have more scalable transactions in our ERPs and products, and at the same time making sure that they have the solutions that they need in a short period of time.
Right. I think that's a great point you mentioned. So being a mining industry, you're not really an IT company, right? But still you have the needs of lots of IT to be deployed quickly through all that change that happens. And typically what ends up happening in larger enterprises, that is a lot of stuff that you start building and that can start accumulating technical debt as well, right? So you have to then the maintenance of all the different interfaces, all the different integrations you're doing. How's that challenge been for you so far? Like what would be your sort of guidelines on that technical debt accumulation?
Yeah, we can't be, we have a lot of limitations in terms of different areas. Like for instance, in the ERP mobile solution, we need to make sure that the solution is secure enough, and we have all the guardrails in place to avoid data breaches, and we also need to make sure that it is fully compliant with our audit controls, internal controls, and at the same time segregation of duties. And we have to ensure consistency in the business process that we run in a mobile fashion. So with that in mind, the low code, no code solution helps a lot in that direction, because you have a separated layer ensuring a proper secure environment, and at the same time you don't have to reinvent everything from scratch. So you basically present the ERP transactions in a mobile fashion once again, but following the same standard code that we have in the ERP. Standardization is key. Information security or cybersecurity has been as important as it never been before. With all this in mind, where low code, no code is really an accelerator to make that happen.
I think that's a great point you brought, because typically it's always been a trade-off between compliance and agility, right? So if you have to be compliant, you are assumed that you have to move slow, and that slow can mean months and sometimes years. So that increases the frustration in terms of how quickly you can come up with those solutions. So IT is sitting in the middle where it has to be compliant at the same time, be responsive to the business needs. So when you mentioned that no code sort of serves that purpose, if your platform is rock solid in terms of security, you have all the SOX compliances, SOC 2 type compliances, segregation of duties, if that all is taken care of at that level, and then you have the agility, like I said, the business analysts who understand the business much deeper than a developer would ever do, and they understand the metadata better, right? So talk us a little bit about that agility part of it. Compliance is absolutely, that's a table stakes, right? That has to be there. Otherwise, there's no project. But talking about agility and how business analysts, once they get empowered by tools like Swift with that no code paradigm and being able to inherit the logic from their core ERP, How does that change the mindset?
For us, this is a was a game changer, and it still is, because we don't have to worry about what's running behind the scenes. Once again, we have a business demand, and we have to present. For instance, we have to create some work orders out of using tablets or mobile phones. In some situations, we have to run some procurement approvals, some AP vouchers approvals, and all this stuff. It varies from different business processes within the ERP. And if you have to recreate everything from the scratch and develop in a mobile fashion, you have to make sure that you have all the, once again, security layers. You have a lot of things that you have to take care, like you have to maintain evolution of the operating systems. You have to make sure that you are be available to provide this and for iOS type of operating systems, and at the same time for Android, for Google, for Android mobile devices. And this is something that we are not equipped to do that. So we need to make sure that we have a good partner, and the low code, no code help us a lot, because we don't have to ensure the technological evolution. And at the same time, we have a security in place. As you pointed out, we just present the metadata in a mobile fashion. But for the users, what they really care is that they have to run the same transactions that they use in the back-end solutions in the ERP in a mobile fashion. And this creates a lot of mobility, scalability, and you can be in different areas in the mine site or in the manufacturing area, and you can run what you basically normally did only when you're back in the office.